stays in the same kind of theme. I mean, the tech tree for this game isn't moving through ages. It's like, okay, I get better kilns. Okay, I get more efficient weavers. Okay, we get catapults. It's not like the kind of thing I think you're imagining when you say such things. Not really at all. I recommend this int. If you're interested in this game, just go try it. There is a demo, which is the full game. It's just, to put it politely, a couple versions out of date. Also put some other stuff down here, some other food down here, because I've got fruit everywhere, apparently. People really want to move in. How many do I have? 18? I want to let 18 people move in. I have the housing, I have the food. Let's let 18 people move in. 20 people even. Just like that, we're up to 300. Yeah, I don't think that tech tree automatically means what you seem to think it automatically means. Tech tree just means, like, moving through different levels. And this game has various levels, but it doesn't have, like, Age of... what's the word of that game? Rise of Nations. It doesn't have that kind of tech. So if you're expecting that kind of tech, you're going to be woefully disappointed, I'm afraid. And also, streamer's gonna take an opportunity to remind everybody, as I was talking earlier, I don't make money off of sponsorships. I'm entirely crowdfunded. So, currently, I am about $20 below my daily minimum to make me minimum wage if I've streamed for 8 hours. We are 15 minutes off of 8 hours, and I haven't made my minimum for the day. So, if you happen to have a Prime sub available, that's a thing that streamer is happy when he sees. Checking demo sounds like a plan, but you already have 2 activities you want to do at the same time. Well, the demo's not going anywhere, right? And this game's leaving early access sometime this year, so... What is that tool called? Clear rock, that's it. So I would recommend you look into that if that seems at all interesting to you. It's probably the best way of going about it. This workload is low, and the fertility is kind of bad. I might actually just get rid of this one. I realize that's a lot of work to spend building a farm field to not finish it, but I need higher fertility than that. Activate jobs. This is getting close to done. And then activate job. Also check, can I get a round of beers? I'm curious how many people are listening to the stream currently. That goes for both chats, by the way. If you are listening to the stream, let me know. Also retired Navy vet, thanks for 25 bucks. Appreciate you, mate. Hope you've been well, dude. Not too busy with work. We've made my minimum for the day, chat. Thank you much. In fact, we've surpassed it now. You're not signing into Twitch Day, that's fair. I don't think I've ever signed out of Twitch. Actually, that's not true. I haven't been signed in on Twitch on my phone in a really long time. See how we're doing here. Let's just throw these dudes in. Now up to 316. Pretty sure like 450 or 500 is the next major level up point. Alrighty, humans. How many of you are willing to move in? One? We'll let you move in. They really don't like the roads. I think that's kind of funny. They don't like the cobblestone roads. They like paved roads. I just don't have the money to import anything. You're finally out of this stuff here. What else can I export? Okay, well, this opiate farm is planted. So the estimated harvest is 23. Jesus. We're going to... Why am I not seeing opiates? There it is. Move opiates to here. I'm not entirely sure where they are right now. There they are. You are going to export opiates. They sell decently well, too. They're just not in here yet. And adventured a man. No, adventurer Dan Man is what that is what that name is. Chat, can I get a round of beers? I started on Twitch in 2013. Sneaky snaky. So no, I was always on Twitch. I mean, I've been on YouTube longer than Twitch, I guess technically. But yes, Twitch was where I got my start. Why do you ask, out of curiosity? There wasn't really many options when I started. It was basically just Twitch or like, I guess like Ustream was sort of still used by some people sometimes at that point, but that's about it. There wasn't really a lot of alternatives back then. And even then, I would argue there still kind of isn't. I mean, it's basically just like Twitch and YouTube if you want to make money, and then like there's some auxiliary platforms if you either have A, no morals, or B, just feel like, you know, or B, there are some platforms you can go to if you just kind of don't care. Really? Like there's platforms that exist if you don't have any morals, and then that's basically it. It's like if you really like cryptocurrency, I guess there's like 2 more, and then if you don't mind being in the company of pretty terrible people, there's Kick, I suppose. But there really isn't alternatives to Twitch if you just want to stream as your main focus. I mean, I guess you could sort of go on YouTube, but YouTube is still better as a video platform than a live streaming platform. That's not an alternative, Tim. It's not a viable alternative anyway. I would like my soul to be saved because my soul is pretty doomed at this point, to be honest. So I think SOS is pretty, like, unsatisfactory, to be honest. I've been tapping dot 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 for a very long time and haven't heard back. But I like this game. It's fun. I mean, I haven't played it in a very long time. It's been quite some time since I last played this thing, and I do enjoy it. I guess just nobody's got livestock to sell me. Do you just have no livestock? Is that what's going on here? Well, okay. Yeah, they got 570 that they could sell me. Let's just focus entirely on that. Also just need to make that brewery at some point. We become colleagues. Basically, it's just agree to not fight with each other. Which I'm kind of okay with because we're sort of stuck here behind them. Which grain do I have? I do find this list of things that I have in my possession kind of difficult to parse at times. Like, my eyes just kind of glaze over and it starts to mean nothing. I miss text lists in video games. I like lists. Give me a list of things and I will feel a lot better. Okay, well, I can shut down one of my bakeries because I don't have anything to bake anyway, so... deactivate you. So now I will be producing more than I can bake, but I guess that just means I need bigger grain farms. Actually, why don't I, instead of placing the grain farm up there, place one down here? Let's just do 30 by 30, maybe 32 by 32. And instead, I will actually cancel these. Let's get them down here and closer. I'm pretty sure you have to import animals. I don't think you can just capture them. I know you can hunt animals that are on the map, but... for what I do at Afrika, even if I was in the right regions for it to be an alternative, it wouldn't be an alternative for me. Afrika is only a viable platform if you're playing majority free-to-play games or competitive multiplayer stuff, and even then, it's kind of got the same problem that Mixer had, where Mixer was never really a viable alternative for me, even if I wanted it to be, purely because Mixer didn't have categories for Dwarf Fortress and, like, you know, games that I play. Like, Mixer was only a viable platform if you streamed a majority console stuff. Okay, so we're out of housing. I need to make more housing before I can bring in more people. Like, yeah, I kind of have to think about that and, like, realize that it doesn't really matter for some people if the games that they're playing on if the games that they play are not heavily viewed or watched on a platform. It doesn't matter how theoretically appealing the platform is. If it doesn't have the audience for what you're chasing, then it's completely irrelevant. And Afrika is beyond that for me. No, well, very few people had their livelihoods tied to that, and most of the people who did made the landing on other platforms. The thing that really kind of irks me about Mixer is, like, I went to the last PAX West before Mixer shut down, and it was kind of wild, actually, going to that Mixer, or going to that PAX, because that PAX was very much a Mixer convention, which is why I called it a Mixer with a slip of the tongue. It was very much a Mixer convention, because that was the PAX where that was the PAX West where Microsoft, if you were a Mixer partner, they would fly you out, and they would give you basically a jacket with your name on it and all kinds of funny things. And I remember going to that PAX West and standing in the media line, so the line for press, basically, standing in that line and just sitting there on my phone and Googling all of these people with vests. And it was the first PAX that I was a partner. No, second PAX I was a partner. So I think it was the second. Anyway, I had a media badge, and so did all these Mixer partners. And I was just sitting there Googling their usernames. And every single one of them had like 5 to 10 concurrent viewers. I was like, wow, this platform is fucked. And I was thinking that back then. And then in the evening during PAX, a lot of the local bars back then, not so much at PAX these days, but at the time, a lot of the local bars would basically just become big meetup zones for people going to the convention. And so I would go to these bars and hang out and talk to people. And I met a lot of Mixer partners. And I remember them like showing me features that never made it to the site because the site got shut down, and all sorts of things that they were planning. And I remember talking to one of the lead designers of the website at the time and talking to him about like things that they were planning to do, because one of the big things that kept me away from the site entirely, like I just couldn't use it, was it had the same kind of garbage nonsense Twitch or chat that YouTube has, which, sorry YouTube, but the chat scrolled, except it was worse than YouTube. It was like, as somebody who can't see very well, literally unreadable. It was horrific. And eventually I just almost entirely gave up actually using the site, because it was like, well, what's the fucking point in using a site if like the people that are making it don't want somebody who can't see very well using their platform? Oh, hey, look, a slaver. No, thank you. I'm good. And so like the result was that it was literally months after that convention that the site shut down. And it was so strange going from like talking to all these people, being super excited and about this ambitious platform with huge plans and all this stuff, to then just suddenly be gone. It was weird. And then a lot of the people that I knew who left Twitch for Mixer and built little communities and maybe saw some success on that site, then came back to Twitch, and some of them did okay, and a lot of them just kind of vanished. And I kind of feel bad. That shit's gotta suck. All I can say is don't tie your livelihood to one platform. Especially these days. Unless you have faith that the platform will still be around in X number of years, but if it's a platform owned by a company who sets a precedent that it might not be around, maybe don't dedicate to it. Because unlike a lot of these other platforms, I do have faith that Twitch will still be around. Certain melancholy? Yeah, pretty much. Definitely a certain kind of melancholy. So, still trying to get some livestock, but Jesus Christ. I have everything that I need, but the actual livestock. Let's take a look. Yeah, I don't think I can just, like, click a button and just go acquire animals. Pretty sure I can't do that. I, like, quite literally have to import them, but... Let's go back to, turns fibers into stuff. Give your bakers a much needed upgrade. Clay mining effectiveness. Make carpenters better. Allows you to upgrade your markets, spoilage. Could get the fight pit. Upgrade my shrines. I think I'm actually just gonna go grab the fight pit. We're gonna make a fight pit. Because glory in battle. Built by blood. I think the most melancholy word in English is could've. Yeah, fair. On Embark, don't you start with some, or was it changed? Oh, I started with some, and they all died, and I'm not actually totally sure why. But, you know, it's fine. It is what it is. At this point, I'm mostly just waiting for money. Got 9 days worth of food, so selling my food probably not wise. There we go. Appears that my opium is done, or my opiates are done. So we'll have a bunch of things to sell in the next little bit, which is nice. So we can start making some money now. 2 blockbusters in a row. Yep. Goddamn blockbusters. All up in here busting your blocks. Stream temperatures. I don't know. It's very cold. Fortunately, we have nice big hearths. And markets and all that. Dear friend, I give them a bunch of shit. Okay, fine. Don't really want to, but I don't really see the options here. How about you give me livestock? Wouldn't that be great? Currently, I've got 16 free houses, so we'll authorize up to 25 humans if they want to move here. Up to 25 if they want to move here. I also kind of want to let some elves in. But I'm real worried they're just going to hate it here. Like, honestly, kind of worried they're just going to hate it here. Oh, that's the problem with leather, is I'm not allowing it in any warehouses right now? What? Beg your pardon? But yeah, I don't know. A lot of things under the hood in this game have changed, which honestly is making me misjudge some things, such as like how many resources are used to build a thing, what you need in order to keep something happy, and all that kind of stuff. Like there's kind of a lot of stuff that I feel like I'm missing at this point, which, you know, is what it is. Access, service, environment, religion. Okay, I need to either need to upgrade these, or I need to make more. So let's look and see if I can upgrade them. Infrastructure, refining, mining, crafting. Where the hell was religion in this stupid thing? Allows me to upgrade lavatories. Unlocks bathhouse. You know what? Actually, we could do this. Let's do this. Let's do bathhouse. Is it civics? Yeah, I don't know. I really wish every single video game that had a tech tree had an option to just have a list of upgrades. Like, this is so unwieldy and all over the place. Like, none of these images mean shit to me. Like, I could be staring directly at the thing I need specifically and not see it, which I don't like. Like, none of these images don't mean anything for me. Yeah, like, yeah, that's I don't know. I really wish games would stop. I really wish games would stop. No, I just wish games would let me, you know, have a list of things instead of having to squint and try and read specific shit. I will always be irritated by that. And now, like, I wish it would tell me what I just unlocked because I've already forgotten. Right, it was bathhouse. Yeah, so I'm gonna need to get cut rock blocks, fancy rock blocks, basically. Which those I can import pretty easily. But still. So I need metal bars and I need a bunch of cut stone. Later this room will be more expensive to construct and maintain. Wait, what? If you ever reference cannibalism in my chat again and demand it and request it, I will ban you. Sneakily. I personally have, like, an absolute repulsion for the concept, the memes, the references, the requesting, the mechanic. It's actually one of the reasons I haven't played this game in so long, because I don't like that. It makes me want to vomit on the floor and step as far away from anybody mentioning it as possible. So, stop it. Yeah, I just, not a fan. I realize that this shouldn't be a thing that should come as a shock to people, but ironically it does. And the day that people understand that people have limits will be a good day. And the day that people stop putting cannibalism in their video games as a positive thing will also be a good day. I also tend to feel the same way about slavery. Like, the interesting thing to me about this game is that it lets you have the options. Like, I don't mind the option existing. What I don't like is people demanding that you do a thing that you hate. And the second the option exists, people are going to request it, right? So I'm not going to, like, fault people for playing the video game in the way that suits them, but just let me play the video game the way that suits me, which is avoiding certain mechanics because I don't like them for one way or another. Yeah, I don't really like the changes they've made to trading either. It kind of just makes things tedious. Wait, no, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. I'm just gonna sell stone for a bit because I got tons of it. Sorry, stone, I'm selling you. But it's honestly one of the reasons I adore Dwarf Fortress so much, because it's a video game that I genuinely enjoy playing that also has similar morals to me in what it allows the player to do and to not do, and the limits that it draws. Makes it comfy. Yeah, I'm just going to accept that these guys just don't have any livestock to sell me. And instead just stick to iron or metal bars. I need to find somebody else to trade with. See, here's the thing. Good people don't bring up shitty things. Lord Emperor Posh King Marza, so be a good person. Don't bring up shitty things. Do I remember? Unfortunately, yes. Am I glad that it came out on the right side of history? Yeah, I am. It appears that we have one prisoner out of 347. It's pretty good. No, I know what you mean. I'm just responding to your statement. But do I remember that debacle? Yeah. And I think that it's important to learn from debacles, right? And that particular debacle proved that it doesn't matter how good a community is. It can be ruined if you permit shitty activity, right? And what you can learn from that debacle, I guess, is to control a community, because it doesn't matter how good a community is. Everybody can have the worst in them brought out, right? And I think that's what the Dwarf Fortress community learned from that, or at least the developers of Dwarf Fortress learned from that debacle, is that sometimes it's easy to forget that people will show their bad side if you permit that. And allowing for mechanics like that in your video game permits that kind of activity. This game allows for those kinds of activities. While on one side, that's a good thing, because it gives you a lot of flexibility as a player. On the other side, if it pushes people away from your video game and makes them less interested in playing it, you just have to account for that. And you have to be willing to accept the loss in sales or whatever it costs you. Because for me, I have specific morals, and there are certain things I just will never want to do in a video game. But sometimes it's fun to be the bad guy. In this case, I ain't being the bad guy. I am also equally subjugating humans and like refusing to give them schooling. But it's okay, because we don't have schools right now. So I don't feel too bad about it. It's just making the dumb orcs happier. You stop pooping so loud, please. Christ. All right, so just trying to get some metal up in here. Been advocating this until you had to leave a team of an RPG game online? Wait, what do you mean? RPG? That's just a hard sentence to leave. So you were advocating that for that in a group and they didn't cave? Or they disagreed, I guess? That kind of sucks. To stop giving you guys pottery because I need pottery. I don't need you guys to take the pottery. Sorry, it's gonna upset them for a little bit, but I'll bring these new migrants in before I let them get mad at me for taking their pottery. So we're at 47 of 51 metal. That is good. Okay, so let's build a brewery. So I think I'm going to plop the brewery close to this. Or alternatively, yeah, let's put it down here. So this brewery is hopefully going to leave us in a pretty okay spot when it comes to general moods, because then we can build a tavern once we have alcohol. To add slavery and racism and shit, and you didn't want to? I'm assuming this was like D&D stuff. I have a question. How do you, if you're DMing like an online game, how do you, or not an online game, like a D&D game, how does one add that? Like that's something that the rule set allows for, no? So you're not like homebrewing that in, like it's more, they just wanted to permit that, I guess? Because yeah, no, I could understand. I don't know if it would make me leave, but it would certainly like be cause for protest or complaint, I guess. Storage, let's do. Okay, that'll do. Tons of furniture, bunch of pottery, tons of wood. Get all of this stuff down in here. Okay, so now we have this. No available services, no heating. Bath needs fresh water to function properly. So how does one get fresh water here? Is there a question mark on this? Proximity to fresh water. Since some spaces are naturally draws to water, the proximity increases the efficiency of some rooms. So does building a well count for that? Well, you need to realize what fantasy is, right? Fantasy is a safe space to explore harsh topics without the consequences of reality kicking in. So, simply put, oh, I see, they bring it, okay. Simply put, you can, if in a fantasy game or rule set or something, it gives you the ability to explore things that you wouldn't normally be able to. And that leads to some extraordinarily interesting education, but it also can lead to some extraordinarily crappy things, right? Now, if you're looking at it from a perspective of education, it's a very useful teaching tool. You can teach people how to be better people with fantasy, and I think that that's very helpful. But it can also you can also fall into some traps, which can also expose the worst in some people. As just an easy example, J.K. Rowling, right, is somebody who used fantasy to indulge in some really shitty ways, even if it wasn't originally very mask off about it. She was very, like, you know, very quiet and coy about it initially, and then, you know, websites like and social media made it very obvious. But for many people who read those books either by peer pressure or interest, it was pretty clear in a lot of aspects early on. So just to throw it an example, it's kind of the best one I got. Hey, Core, what's up, dude? So in a world where fantasy is a realm that you can safely explore shitty topics, it means that you can have some really cool things and some really crappy things come out when you're in the realms of fantasy. How you doing, Core? It's good to see you, man. Like, as an example, I remember when Dragon Age 1 came out, and Dragon Age is at the front of my brain because of Veilguard, yeah, which I'm never gonna play. But Dragon Age 1, which they should make a remaster of, you fucking cowards. Dragon Age 1 has this interesting thing where if you play as an elf, the game openly, not mocks you, that's maybe the wrong way to put it, but characters openly mock you if you play as an elf. Because you're an elf, and nobody likes you. And that is fucking fascinating. It's really, really interesting to play a game that's brave enough to do that. They announced a remake of the first one, really? Oh, yeah. Cool. Shoutouts to EA Games, I get. Or, yeah, EA Games. That's who publishes those. Shoutouts to EA, I suppose. But seriously, that is really interesting and kind of eye-opening because it gives somebody who's maybe comes from a place of extraordinary privilege or somebody who would not normally encounter that kind of feeling, it allows that person to experience that and maybe get a little bit of an idea of what people who are in a very different walk of life feel. So that's why fantasy can be powerful. But you have to be careful with it. Similar examples are more right. No, totally. Like, there's plenty of examples of games that do stuff like that or use those kinds of storytelling mechanisms to give the player experiences that you wouldn't get. I mean, even Skyrim has some of that stuff in it, like the Nords and whatnot. It's a teaching tool, essentially. Which is why I think a lot of fantasy can also be used as a negative mechanism. Permission to be shitty, almost. Because if you are using both fantasy as a teaching tool, but also simultaneously using it as, you know, a way to maybe vent out things that you can't say in public, that can be the net opposite effect. A 2D remake of What? I think that you're thinking of Dragon Quest, not Dragon Age. Dragon Age is a very different thing from Dragon Quest. I DM a tabletop RPG. Okay, there you go. I was thinking Dragon Age, not Dragon Quest, which are, it's like HD 2D. No. I'm thinking of like the BioWare RPG. What? There we go. We've now doubled our charcoal. Also making a brewery, which I think is also going to use charcoal. There we go. There goes the brewery. Dragon's Mag. I mean, yes, true. I mean, hey, here's the thing. I'll never feel bad about hearing about the great artwork of Akira Toriyama. Rest in peace. Okay, so do I have anywhere to store booze? I don't actually think I do. So I'm pretty sure that's what I'm making, right? Yep. Check our charcoal. So it's 11. Wow, I'm just barely overproducing with the charcoal. Let's increase this. Let's increase this. Oh, well, now I'm massively overproducing it, which is fine. And I have to start importing pots again. That or I need to learn pottery. It's one of the two. I either need to learn pottery or start importing pots. So I guess I'm import pots. That's a lot of people that want to move in. We got 11 houses. How many do you want? 24. Okay. Population rise. Housing go down. We need housing. I actually need housing down here. Limited D&D players are just murder hobos regardless of species. I would, like, okay, I don't want to generalize too much about D&D because I'll put it this way. Some people have the verbal skills to communicate harsh topics in a way that is interesting, which can lead to some incredible community and group-based storytelling, right? There's lots of people with that skill set. But I think there's also an equal number of people that don't have the verbal skills to tell a convincing story with a group of people in a communal storytelling format. I don't think that you can hold that against people. I think that all you can really try to do is do your damnedest to educate and help people get better at it. Because really, it's not that people are shitty. I think it's that people don't know how to tell a good story. And so to a lot of people, a good story, it's the same reason why people constantly tune into my streams when I'm playing Dwarf Fort, and I realize we're in an ad right now, but it's the same reason when people tune into my streams when I'm playing Dwarf Fort, they ask me, how many times have I done world domination, and when am I going to invade the elves? It's because that's what their limit for imagination really is. That's all they got. And I kind of pity that a bit. Like social activists and shit? Sure, but like, writing is a skill, right? Talking is a skill. Communicating is a skill, and storytelling are skills. And if you don't have that skill, then it's mighty difficult to, you know, do that effectively. Let's research makeshift weapons and boyers. It's time for real? Okay, we'll see you in a little bit, Neutron. I'm not entirely sure how much longer I'll be on, but at least a little bit. Making a big ol' workshop. Exactly, Boom Boom. What's up, man? It's the game soundtrack. But I hope you're doing well. Boom Boom. What's up, man? How's things? How you been? I'm building a massive, I do mean a massive, carpentry shop. All right, let's do that. Although, how much you guys want to bet somebody's going to get stuck in the middle of that? Let's see. If they do, I can just renovate the place and knock a hole. I like to think they would have windows or something and could, like, see trees growing. And guess what? Somebody is about to get himself stuck in there. It's okay. Big, beautiful workshop. Or a BFF, best factory forever. Uh-oh. Well, we might have some problems with our crops this year. Fortunately, we have several varieties of crops. Even though it's super hot. 4.9, 4.9, 3.9, 6 point something. Okay, well, we're gonna lose a bunch of quality on our crops, but it's okay. As I do still have plenty of grain. I like that I have a large number of breweries right now just brewing alcohol, but it's just like immediately getting sold. It's probably getting sold at my markets, actually. Maybe not. Out here. Nope. So I don't know. I don't know how it's getting sold. Somehow it's getting sold. I feel like BFFs are what most people who play Factorio are making. Hello, Freeways. How are you? A little bit worried about food supply. Well, fortunately, we should be okay. I'm just gonna have a bit of a drop for a minute here. Let's actually check this. Okay, so we are going to bring some farms down here. Actually, just gonna snipe this guy. It's about 40 by 40. There we go. One person is sick, it looks like. We're also out of food. 0.2 days. So tomorrow we're gonna get more food, so general opinion of us is gonna tank for a minute. I mean, I could make them bigger. This game is very much about making massive farms. Let's just go murder those and get some meat. I think we just had somebody starve to death. Nope, they got mauled to death by some animal. Well, I mean, it's not what I wanted to see happen, but unfortunately, it's the reality sometimes. But at least we have a month's worth of food to get through this. One person had to die so that we could produce our fruits and our vegetables. Same with our opium production here. And now soon our next farm. Going to just shrink this out of here up top. So 2 more giant fruit farms. And we'll do a 40 by 40 veggie farm down here. It's big farms. I like big farms and I cannot lie. You know, what name is it? I don't actually know. What is the name of my city? Linnebra. I'm sure I could rename it, but that is my capital. It's mostly populated with orcs and a handful of humans who also live here. Okay, so we are harvesting our grain now. Extra people in there. Also throw some extra grain farming up and around this. You ate some fruit and feeling better. Fruit is good. We got 2 months worth of food now. Really didn't get much. Okay, well, I say, how much are rations? The food stuff that people generally don't complain about too much. Currently, I think my opiate sales were up for a second there, but they'll be up again in a moment. Because my opium is currently was getting harvested. Did I sell it all already or use it all? Actually, I may have just, yeah, we used it all to work on this farm. So currently opium sales are on hold. So let's, instead of selling opium, sell coal, because I can sell that for a decent amount. And it turns out we need food like stat. So we're getting rations. Always sad at your small farms in DF. Yeah, I mean, that would, imagine if you had to make farms that were like 1/3 of the size of your fortress into our fortress. That would be wonderful, but I don't know, the amount of like resource and space processing that this game does is so vastly different than Dwarf Fortress. It's kind of not really a fair contest. That was actually a really harsh summer. So we currently have no food and we're going into winter right now. Which is brutal. Because we really need to bring in a whole bunch of food right now. That's why I'm just selling all my charcoal. Fortunately, we can also increase the production of my bakeries. And I can also build onto the bakeries. In fact, let's just build this. So now that I've done that, I should be able to just do this. Yep. Let's throw 2 ovens in. Storage. And auxiliary oven. Get that up to 100%. And then I will throw some doors in. This game is very much the one more turn problem. I'd like to make 1 wide plots and not fertilize them to make them look bigger. Oh, that's not a bad idea. So you mean like you don't fertilize them and you also don't grow anything there, or you do grow things there? Oh, but less efficient, I see what you mean. Yeah, I've considered just building massive farm plots and then not actually planting them in anything in them, just so that they look more believable. Yep, gotta stay alive. Well, barely staying alive, but hey. Also making another bakery. Because turns out, I've kind of got a lot of grain. Also, this thing seems to create a lot of noise, jeez. I really wish I didn't need... I really wish that I didn't need to make, pottery to make alcohol, but I guess it makes sense. I wish I could make barrels or something. It's crazy how fast units go. I mean, this is the normal, this is the normal speed. The thing is, on normal speed, it's crazy how slow the units go. It's one of those games where if you play it for a little bit, very quickly you go, ah, yes, no, I do need to crank the speed of this up. It's like, that's like 12 times speed or something. But like, this is just the maximum speed. You really liked wandering around towns and... Oh, you like an adventure mode? Sneaky snaking? Yeah, no, that makes sense. $138. Okay, so I've now surpassed the amount of grain that I'm making per year. Okay, but toning that down ever so slightly is increasing it. About the bakeries. I have a feeling those are just gonna bump up and immediately drop back down. Actually, is bread going up? Okay, it's sitting at 3, down to 0 again, back up to 1, back down to 0 again. So we're producing 94. Okay, so we are producing more charcoal than we're using. I'm just selling charcoal. What else can I afford to sell? So I gotta feed this city with something. jump over to this, because I need the charcoal more, it turns out. Let's just jump up to here and maybe drop down into this and just say hunt. Is the units going that fast all the time? I'm mostly just powering it up that fast because I'm nervous and I want to get through to fall. But yeah, it's kind of a bad habit. I want to get through to fall so that I can, like, you know that I'm not gonna all die of starvation in a minute, because that very well could happen. And currently we're in that situation where that could very much happen, because we had that bad harvest last year. Also, I've noticed something. I'm actually increasing in, like, I'm not actually using everything for my tailors, finally. Is it up here? Ah, because there's only one person working there. Hunters are so inefficient, God. DF AFK gambling? DF AFK gambling? What do you mean? Yeah, play at normal speed until you're like, fucking speed up, exactly. And then I'm very much in that spot right now. I'm just staring at the fact that I'm out of food. Although I will tell you this, I was only planning on streaming for about 6 or 7 hours today, and we're at 9 hours now. So, I guess this game still works. There is that. How long until we get those harvests? 2.3 days. Oh boy. It also didn't help that a lot of my fruit last year got used on just simply building new farms. Same with a lot of my veggies. I built too many new farms last year is the other thing I kind of fucked up on. But here's hoping. Another day and a half. We got people starving now. Well. Let's try and sell wood. Yeah, we're basically out of I really shouldn't be selling my charcoal, because I do actually need that shit. But we'll sell some. Okay, fair enough. I know what you mean. For a bit, gambling bad because bad stuff can happen. Yeah, I guess, but I think the worst stuff that can happen in DF generally warns you, unless you're sitting there like intentionally being aware that there are like forgotten beasts or something around. Unless you're like intentionally neglecting like a lot of things. I feel like it's pretty safe to leave DF running, but. Group of people have decided to leave due to not enough food. Well, we're getting food right now, so sucks to be sucky, I suppose. Let's jump over and sell wood instead. As like there's just the labor just tanks. Look at that. You love to see it. Okay, well, in that case... let's just massively increase the food stockpile then. We're getting there. We'll be okay. We'll come out on top. Just looking for other things I can cut back on for right now. I need another 16 workers somewhere. But literally as soon as food starts coming in, that should fix itself. So we just need food to start getting moved in there. As this number goes up, the food's going up. We'll see you later, Falk. Take care of yourself, man. Thanks for hanging out today. Okay. So now as that goes up, the population is probably going to start going back up. Because you can actually look at this in real time and see the loyalty going up. As the loyalty goes up, they start coming back. As the food supply goes up, loyalty goes up. As loyalty goes up, more of them move in, but it's going to take a minute. Bonus is lots of free real estate, places to live now. This is the in-game music, yeah. It's very Witcher-y. At least that's the thing it's always reminded me of. We're back up to 300 population as they come squealing back with their tails between their legs. This is like, okay, fair enough, yeah. Less squealing than Witcher 3, but... it's still pretty fucking great, though. I love how loyalty is exceptional. Like, we've just, like, ricocheted back to better than we were previous. Here, I'll give you guys better furniture. Well, I'll promise more furniture, even though I don't have it. Okay, this is lower priority. We are going to have so much more food after this season. It's going to be ridiculous. But the number of people that we have is going to climb back up pretty quick, I think. I mean, now we have 10 days worth of food. Still not optimal. I think this one here, I'm just going to make food stuff as well. This is all fruit down here, so this is going to be largely a fruit farm. Receiver, I suppose. Maybe a way I could word it. I also ended up with more humans, actually. I guess enough of the orcs moved out that the humans don't mind living here again. You're giving me money and some blocks. Okay. I don't really need those blocks, but I'll take it. Well, this I can just turn on. Insufficient workers allocated. Well, I just need a few more. Just leave that at neutral. Let the numbers go up. So there's nobody allowed to work at the brewery currently. I'm actually going to import more pottery, as I'm currently importing very little. I'm also going to move you down here. Oopsies. My export down to here. And we are going to export grain. So I've got a lot of it. I don't know what you mean. I mean, here's the thing. Nobody watched the Dwarf Fortress ones, and the majority of my audience on YouTube subscribes for Dwarf Fortress content. So why would I make content that probably not many people would watch? In order for content to exist, it has to be watched by people. And I don't really see that having an audience, at least not on my YouTube channel. At least not without me pretty drastically changing the content I create. Caveman, holy shit. Why are you all the way out, Luthen? There you go. Go grab yourself some food. Caveman, thank you very much for the 5-pack of gift subs. That is the first gift subs in... Fuck, I can't even see. It's been a long time. And also, thank you very much for being the first notification of money in 2 hours. Appreciate you, man. Like, seriously, it means a lot. Sure, we'll let 5 more humans come in. It's an opportunity to grow. Just looking to see what's not running at capacity right now. There we go, it's carpenters mostly. On the bright side, our bakeries are doing quite well right now. This right here. It's just gonna be for foodstuffs generally. Although I don't need any fish storage in here. Do need more fruit storage. Don't really need any meat storage. Do need more vegetable storage. Don't really need any ration storage. Don't really need any mushroom storage. Do need wheat storage though. Let's swap from here to exporting. You know what? Actually, I'm going to keep exporting wheat. But seriously, Caveman, thank you so much. Appreciate you, man. Hey chat, this game's real chill. So it makes me kind of forget to do a lot of things, such as talk to chat. Like this game is so chill, it's almost a bad thing. You know what I mean? Anyway, just thought I needed to say that out loud. So if you're watching and I haven't said anything to you, I want you to know that I appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for doing all that. So I need like 20 people before I can ask for this. That's okay, numbers are going up. We are recovering mighty quick. It's like our monthly, our annual food supply is also dropping pretty rapidly, but we're getting real close to next harvest, so. The bright side, we're gonna have a whole lot of food in like a month. So I'm gonna starve them again briefly. They're gonna panic again, probably. And you know what? They're right. They should panic. However, we'll be okay. We will survive this time. I promise, maybe. And also, we're up to 400 now. Look at that. And also, everybody wants to move in. So let's just authorize all 32 of them. Scream internally momentarily as I realize that I don't have enough housing. But it's okay. I can fix this. Vibing with the ags? Yeah, exactly. All of that culture, specifically of the agriculture variety. I, for one, enjoy it when my culture is kind of aggro. Look at all that. Suddenly, oops, I accidentally 13 days worth of food. Okay, so what I need to do, actually, I need to just stop importing this stuff. Kind of entirely. Should really just import this and go grab pottery. Which, I don't even know how much that stuff costs. Man, why is pottery so far down? Why is it so far down? Let's sell charcoal. The problem with this that I've just done is, kinda need to, do that so that they can still get in and out of there. You know, actually, let's just delete this whole thing and smart remove. Okay, we're gonna get rid of all that. Let's build a bigger brewery. But I'm actually gonna make a new building for it. Passive cultures? True. You know, sometimes you need that passive culture instead of just culture going full aggro, you know? Sometimes aggro culture can be a little bit exhausting, you know? Sometimes you just need that passive existence without being super aggressive about it. Okay, we're gonna toss... I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't. We'll just do that. And I will erase these bottom bits. And I'll kerplunk some doors in. Here's hoping we can sell a bunch of this stuff. Here comes a bunch of pottery. All 32 of it. It's probably just gonna be used to build this. So now that I've... Oh, Jesus. I just realized I am extremely out of housing. Like, exceptionally out of housing. Okay, well, let's just build some of these suckers. So now we're just waiting on furniture. And also pottery. Here's hoping I can cease being out of housing in a moment. Because I'm currently minus 26 on the whole housing thing. Which is pretty bad. It's pretty bad. It's almost as bad as Vancouver right now. Okay, so now we're just at minus 1. Now we're at minus 11. Wait, what? How did it go from minus 0, like, plus 1 to minus 11, like, immediately? Also, how do I keep on managing to, like, make buildings out of a material that I don't want to make buildings out of? Like the third or fourth time I've done this. There we go. Now we've got the housing again. Apparently a bunch of people want to move in. Whole 21, let's bring them in. So we'll have housing in a moment. And I'm gonna take this sucker that you guys were like, oh my God, it's so satisfying. And I'm gonna build an additional equal number of carpenters. All right, chat room, I'm not sure how many of you are still watching. Could I get a round of beers, please? In both chats, actually. Because I think once this carpenter is done, we're gonna go raid somebody. I'm just curious if we have enough people for a raid. Looks like we do. Thanks everybody for hanging out so far today. So my next stream that I'm gonna be doing is gonna be on Tuesday. We'll be doing more of the normal stuff, probably some Caves of Cut in the evening on Tuesday. I don't have to do stuff for my parents anymore because the school season is over, so I have a little bit more free time now. As always, if you haven't yet, I do recommend you check out my blog, which is going to be becoming a alternative to Patreon, probably by either the end of this month or the first week of next month. It's gonna have similar tiers, but with some extra perks that Patreon doesn't have, to the point where if you are interested, I do recommend considering moving from one to the other, because it is the one I'm gonna be promoting in the long term, whereas Patreon for me is kind of losing some of its necessity. Although I do actually want to edit this and add some new doors. Let's go door, 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 door. Maybe a door. There we go. Logs coming in. Other things coming in. 12 days of food, which is plenty. Plenty of housing. Plenty of odd jobbers taking off. We'll see you, adventure, Dan Man. Might just call you Dan Man going forward. Thanks for hanging out, dude. And thanks for the prime. This kind of comes to a done. Need a lot of lumber for this. And Dan Man, thanks for gifting a sub as well. Appreciate you, mate. Checking to get some more beers for that. Ending off the stream on a high note. Or on a sub note, shall we say. I'm just waiting for this sucker to get constructed. Agreed. Oh shit, I need a janitor. This is always something I completely forget about in this game, is that you need janitors who basically upkeep and maintenance your buildings. And it's like, if you don't have one, shit just kind of gets bad. And while I do have them, I only have one. Accident occurred. Oh no! Anyways. I feel so bad. Maybe at some point I should enact work safety. Although, who needs to do that? Seems kind of like madness to me. There we go. Now I just need to bring some stone over. Get the roofs done. Trees getting hacked down. There you go. How's the construction on this doing? 54%. You'll love to see it. 2 dead, or 2 injured, I guess. I guess at some point I need a hospital. Oh no, the humans got injured. Okay, well I care even less then. Selling currently. Exporting charcoal. I'm just gonna not export anything currently for, well, maybe not nothing. Let's just go back to exporting opiates. Because it's what I have. And frankly, I do need the charcoal. Whereas opiates, I'm just kind of growing them as a crop to sell. At least we have a good stable amount of bread. The thing that I'm personally really lacking, that I really need, is brewery output. Currently, nobody's working there because I had everything disabled, or at least at this brewery. This one's still working at capacity. We do quite literally, absolutely, massively need more alcohol. So now that you are active, I can bring these employees down. Just like that, we're back up to capacity. Let's bring in some more people. Up to 500. Look at that. 500 people in a day. Not bad, if you ask me. I don't know if my rambling is entertaining, but I hope it is. Okay, so I'm making 89 booze per year, which I feel like isn't much. Considering it's sitting at 0 for my totals. Also, I'm losing laboratory. still am not managing to hold any kind of furniture. Everybody's getting too much furniture for the damn houses. Let us the surplus of furniture go up. I turn this down to 0, and then it's just like immediately my furniture like supply just like rockets to full. The second I'm like, hey, you guys can't have furniture. So they need 1,900 total furnishings is what they need. So minus 21 total per year is the amount that they are consuming. And my total production is 460 this year. All right, I mean that's doable. Two use to DF? In what way? CS Tone Burner? That should let me clear out the last few jobs. Oh, because of the booze comment? I mean, yeah, you're probably not wrong. Production, 68. Consumed, 67. Well, they are drinking. They are liking the booze. These aren't dwarves, these are orcs, but yes, you're not wrong. And 26 units. All right, chat. I think it's time for me to quick save and call it a day. It's been fun. I didn't intend to stream for 9.5 hours, yet here we are. Twitch chat, if you want to say goodbye to YouTube, you can do that. I think I'm going to probably split these VODs into like 2-hour segments and put this up on the VOD channel over the next week. So if this is something that you missed, you can go check out the VOD channel, which is @blindextras, !VODs on Twitch, to get a link to that, and to the YouTube folks, to the 24 you still here. Hey, you guys like this more than Caves of Cud? There was only 10 people left yesterday for Caves of Cud. By the end, I'm gonna shut you guys down now. YouTube, if you want to come raid somebody with us, tune over to Twitch. And Twitch, we're gonna go raid someone, so stick around, don't run off. Right, YouTube should be off right now. And the fine folks over here on Twitch, I'm gonna go raid someone. So what you guys need to do is start posting your favorite emotes in the chat while